Happy Summerween! I'm so excited it's finally here. I'm going to be doing so many fun fall things. I have my TBR picked out, which we're going to talk about first. There's just lots of stuff to do, and I'm so excited about it. Some activities before we talk about my TBR. Going to go to the horror bookstore in Portland. Obviously, we got to. There's also a cafe that's like kind of horror themed called Memento Mori. I'm hoping I'll have time to check that one out too. I want to see like if TJ Maxx or Home Goods has Halloween stuff out yet. I've seen some people post about it. We'll see. Maybe even make it to Michael's if we're feeling especially crazy. Rip to Joanne. Now let's talk about the TBR. I'm doing a lot of buddy reads too right now, so some of these are not horror, but I still feel like I'll be able to get into the spirit, you know? The first prompt is read a book at night / in the dark. And my nighttime book will be The Island of Last Things by Emma Slowly. This is kind of, I think, like an apocalyptic novel, which is like horror adjacent, and it's magical realism-y, I think, too. It's about the last zoo in the world, and it's kind of like an isolated setting. I'm very excited about it. This comes out in August, so I do need to get to it. And then a horror or thriller book, that's very easy for me. I have a lot of horror that I want to read anyways. I do think specifically for this prompt, I'm going with a couple. There's just a lot of things I want to read during this very spooky time. And the first one is Sugar by Mia Ballard. This is like unhinged woman. She finds out that her husband is cheating on her and she's like, well, you have to die. Obviously, I think it's like obsession, kind of fever dreamy. I'm very excited about it. And I know that Jan has been loving Mia Ballard lately, so I'm super excited. And then the other one is this arc of We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. I'm so excited. I did have to peek at the first couple pages when I first got this because I was curious, and I think it's gonna hit. I was a little bit worried about there being a prequel. I didn't think it was necessarily necessary, but I think it's going to be fun, which that's all I can really ask for. And then for the prompt of read a book with a sky on the cover, I'm taking it very, very seriously, and we're going to be reading Wrath of the Stars by Naomi Mitchell. This is a romantasy, so not really like horror or the vibe, but I want to read it during this month, and it has a sky on the cover, so I had to pick it. And it's about the stars, but they're like personified. Very much like fulfilling that sky prompt. Then book you've owned for more than a year. I had to add something to my TBR because I didn't plan this out fully, but I will be reading The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. I am very excited about this. It's been on my TBR for a really long time. My in real life best friend loves this book, one of her favorites ever. She doesn't read a whole lot, but really like this one. And I don't think we have enough zombie apocalypse books, so this is going to hit, I think. I hope. And if my friend liked it, then it's probably not going to be that scary, but we'll see. And finally, for a spooky audiobook or novella or manga. I'm not really a manga person, but I'm going to be doing both a spooky audiobook and a spooky novella. So for the spooky audiobook, I'm going to be reading Compound Fracture on audio by Andrew Joseph White. I'm reading it as buddy read. I'm trying to get through Andrew Joseph White's YA books before his adult book comes out, and I have 2 left. I really haven't started this journey that I've made up for myself, but I have to read this one, and then I still need to read the purple one, Right by His Teeth. So hopefully I can get to both of those before August. And for spooky novella, this is more of like a satirical horror, so I don't know that it's necessarily spooky, but it is a horror, and I'm hoping it gets me into the spooky mood. And that is The Organization Is Here to Support You. I've heard nothing about this, but one of my friends was like, hey, do you want buddy read this? And I was like, sure, why not? And that's the plan for this week. And also during the one of the weekends that Summerween is happening, I am traveling. I am seeing some friends. I'm seeing a My Chemical Romance concert, which is really exciting. It's going to be my first time seeing them in concert, so I won't necessarily have a ton of time of reading, so this TBR is extra delusional, but I'm going to try. Let's get into some spooky vibes. We just got done on a hike. It was great. It was like 4 miles, nothing crazy or anything. It was really beautiful. And I'm 2 hours into the audiobook for The Girl with All the Gifts, which is like 10 chapters. And I'm loving it so far. It's clearly like a zombie apocalypse 30 years later situation, and we're following these children who are zombies, but they can control it kind of and are behaving like real children as long as they can't smell the people that are taking care of them. But we're also getting POVs from like the scientists and the teachers that are taking care of them, just trying to figure out a cure. It's really interesting so far. I'm really hooked, and I'm feeling really bad for the zombie children, obviously. So we're gonna go home, eat, drink water, shower. At least I'm gonna shower, and I will update you when I have more thoughts. I also have book club today, so I don't know how much reading I'll actually be able to get done today, but it is my first actual day participating in Summerween. I'm so excited. Hiking, not really a Halloween activity, but I might try and see if there's any Halloween stuff at like TJ Maxx or something, because that sounds very fun. 4 of Summerween. I've been so bad at vlogging so far. We did do a little bit like Halloween hunting. Yesterday we went to Michael's and Home Goods, and they definitely had stuff out. I was very like stingy with what I got though, because there's so much time between now and Halloween, and I definitely want to go a few more times. Only thing I regret not getting were those wooden pumpkin things that looked like paper pumpkin bags. I might go back for those. But we did end up getting this guy because Elliot liked them, and he's really soft. I don't think I have any like couch pillows, but he'll hang out. And then I got a couple candles because like realistically they can be at any time. This one's apple picking, and I mostly like the top of this one, but this one is harvest wreath. Kind of just smells like sugar cookie. Here you go. But that's all the Halloween stuff I did yesterday. I'm also almost done with The Girl with All the Gifts, and it is so good. I know it's going to make me cry at the end. We're following Melanie, who is a zombie girl but doesn't know that she's a zombie girl, in a classroom full of children that are all the same as her, and they're bound to these wheelchairs, and they spray stuff on them so that they don't get all like zombie urged. But the zombies take over this like school / science situation. So the woman that wants to cut Melanie's brain up, the woman that wants to save Melanie, and a couple of soldiers plus Melanie get on out of there and are just trying to survive. I think they're trying to go to a specific location. I'm not totally sure. But obviously things are not going 100% well for them, and that's kind of where I'm at. That feels like not a lot has happened, but it's just a lot of like conversations and Melanie like learning who she is and how to deal with that, and she is cognitively and physically like 9 or 10, I think. Acts a little bit older though, just because probably 1, the zombie virus, and 2, she's gone through a lot, but it is making me worried and sad. I'm like 15% of the way from the ending. I'm mostly listening to it on audio. The audio is pretty good, and I don't know what else we'll do that's Halloweeny today. I have a couple coloring books coming that are like spooky, but I don't know if they'll come in time, and I'm not going to be able to vlog much this weekend, but we'll see. I've also started a couple other books, but I'll try and talk about them as chronologically as possible. And yeah, happy Summerween. Pumpkin coffee on what is about to be probably a 90-degree day. Happy Summerween. To absolutely no one's surprise, I've not been great at vlogging. I think we're on day 5 of Summerween, and I finished my first book. I've started like 3 other books, so you're probably gonna get a lot of reviews and things today specifically. This is such a tender-hearted horror zombie novel, and I love it. I need to read the second book. I know there's a second book, and I think it'll be, you know, worth the read. But we follow Melanie and Caldwell, who is the scientist that is with them that wants to slice up Melanie's brain, and her teacher, Miss J. They've basically figured out that there isn't a cure, and they just have to let the zombie virus run its course, and that the children will be okay. You're currently balanced on a chair and soup's on there, so if you follow, that's why. But it's just so emotional. And is there a lot of like carnage and blood and guts and brains and death? Yes, but it's just so emotional as well, and I just loved it so much. This is a 5-star for me. I'm so excited that the first read of Summerween is a 5-star, and maybe we can talk about the next one right now too, since we're here. I also have my slasher shirt on. Oh, they're kind of like tarot cards, which is perfect because it's also the tarot readathon, which I'm trying to participate in, but it's just a lot going on, you know? The next book that I want to talk about is Sugar by Miel Ballard. I'm probably going to finish this either today or tomorrow, so it makes sense to talk about it. I am 122 pages in right now. This is about Satara, and we're both learning kind of her past, why she is the way that she is, and what she has going on right now. So in the past, she got groomed by this man. He was 22 and she was 15, so truly disgusting. And eventually she ends up him, and that kind of just like starts everything off. She develops an LSD addiction and just a bunch of other not great things. Like, she should have gone to therapy much earlier. She's also in therapy right now, but she's lying to her therapist, so it's not really like working out for her. And in present day, she kills her husband, and it's been like 3 weeks at this point. For some reason, no investigation, she's getting away with it. I don't really understand how she's getting away with all of these murders, because she's not like good at murder. She's pretty bad at murder, almost telling people pretty constantly and just like not hiding it very well. She also is in love with her coworker who wants absolutely nothing to do with her. He also doesn't sound like very attractive. Like, she kind of describes him as ugly, but she's into it, which just doesn't make sense to me. And she's decided to go to this love witch that one of her friends in her book club recommends. So that's kind of where we're at. We're just meeting the love witch. I'm very excited for that part of things. This is also one of the most unhinged inner monologues that I've ever read from, and I'm having a great time. I knew when Jan liked Mia Ballard that I was probably going to like Mia Ballard too, so I'm not super surprised. But I am loving how unhinged she is. Just bonkers in the best way. Definitely not someone that you would actually like in real life, but on page, absolutely eating it up. I should also be getting my spooky coloring books, and we'll probably do that tomorrow. They should be coming today, though. I'm very excited about them. I think they're going to be really cute. But for now, I'm going to continue reading. Welcome to day 6 of Summerween. I have another cute Halloween shirt on. It's a sweater though, so it probably won't stay on for a lot of today. I went to Memento Mori Cafe, which you just saw. I needed to check it out for the horror book club that I am helping Midsummer Media run. We're also going to hit that today. I got, oh my gosh, I don't remember what it was called. I think it's called a Nightshade, but it's a blueberry latte. It's really good. I'm excited to have book club there. It'll be really good. If you're in the Portland area, it's happening July 23rd, I think. But it's also vegan. And they had a couple of vegan like breakfast sandwich options, but I just don't want to be brave and try cheese with a Z today. It was just not in the cards for me, so I went down the street. Oh my god, I didn't understand what a full order of biscuits and gravy was, I guess. That's massive. But I can give you a reading update while I eat this. Halfway done with Sugar by Mia Ballard. I am definitely going to be a Mia Ballard girl. It's so fun. She's absolutely unhinged. People are starting to question and figure out that Dean, her husband that she killed, is gone. And they're like, Satara, where is he? And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm the saddest person in the world about it, actually. Even though she could not care less. She also met the Love Witch that one of her book club members put her onto, and she only put her onto them because that's also how she met her husband, and Satara threatened to blackmail her, basically. Satara is not a good person. Pretty much just out for herself. I'm loving reading from her perspective, though. She's just absolutely unapologetically unhinged, and that's really what I look for. But she met the Love Witch, put a spell on Chris, her coworker, who had no interest in her, and now he's starting to show interest. Like, kind of, it feels like against his will, which is crazy work. But I'm interested to see where it goes. Or if Satara is just cuckoo bananas, because like she's also heavily addicted to LSD. We're also getting to see her therapy appointments, and she has this bad habit of following people. And her therapist knows this and is just like, Satara, we talked about it, we don't follow people. And Satara's like, oh, okay, I'm going to follow you home, actually. So she lies to her therapist a lot. I don't think therapy's really working for her, but I'm having a great time with it. Sweatshirt needed to come off. I've also started Compound Fracture by Andrew Joseph White, and by started, I mean I'm like halfway done with it. YouTube vlogging is really hard for me because I read like 10 books at a time. Not in like any kind of way, it's just like There's nothing chronological happening, but that's going really well too. It's YA horror. It's by Andrew Joseph White. We're following Miles, who is 16 and has just come out as trans and is getting beaten up pre-coming out as trans. Lives in like the deep south and is seeing ghosts. Lots of things are the issue here, and he not really killed someone on purpose, accidentally was around when someone died. Could be argued that it's his fault, maybe, and is just trying to figure out like if he's asexual, if he is neurodivergent, just like kind of everything is happening to him right now. One of his parents is accepting of his identity and his name, but the other one dead names him a lot and not respecting gender pronouns. So it's been really hard to read from that perspective. So after I hit up Midsummer Media, I'm going to be driving to Seattle, so I may switch to my Sky book, which is Wrath of Stars, which is not a horror book, but I'm excited about it. I think I'm going to be able to eat exactly one biscuit. I hope this is fine on the drive. We're staying in an Airbnb, so I'll be able to heat it up though. I'm going to Seattle to go see My Chemical Romance and also see my friends. So you're going to get a lot less vlogging after today, but I'll at least show you some things. Most of my in-real life friends don't know that I do book content, so maybe they'll find out this weekend. I also bought a spooky coloring book, so we're probably going to do that today too before my friend flies in. Because she doesn't fly in until midnight, which is not great, but it's fine. I'm going to be really brave about it. Let's head over to Midsummer. It's hot in here, so the update is going to be quick, but Midsummer, great as always. I did end up getting a book because I have no self-control, but it was 40% off. This Cursed House by Del Sandine. I've been meaning to get to this forever. It was on the Goodreads Choice Awards for horror last year, and it was not only the only black woman, but the only black person that got on that list, so I need to check that out. Obviously, Stephen King won last year, too. Every time he puts out a book, it's just like Stephen King. It's so annoying. But I'm excited to have this, and I'm probably going to save it for the fall time, because, like, Haunted House? Yeah, duh. And my Summerween is booked enough. And then you saw me stop at a little free library, and it was so stacked. I usually keep a couple books in my car just for little free library emergencies like that. I'm going to have to bring more books. It's very close to Midsummer, so I'll be able to put more books in there. So I got The Hollow Places. I read the Twisted Ones and I don't think I liked it. Yeah, the Twisted Ones is the one that I didn't like. It looks really similar to The Hollow Places, but I've heard way better things about this one. So, and Stephen Graham Jones blurbed it. Very excited. And then I got this, which I've never seen before. It's called Wayward Fortune. Jorgen Rome rolled in his bunk and looked at the porthole. The starfield was as beautiful as ever. It looked like a sheet of black velvet, backlit with light leaking through tiny pinholes. It's a sci-fi, and it's like tongue-in-cheek, kind of like funny, I think. I don't know. I've never heard of it before. I'm interested. I'm so intrigued. And then, Pet by a Quickie Benzie is something I've been meaning to read. This was from the Multnomah County Library, so I may put this back. Hopefully I can get to it soon. It should be good. And then if I want my own copy, I can buy my own. But for now, I'll read it that way. And then we got bookmarks for the horror book club that we're running. So we got Boom. And then we're called the Spine Breakers, so Broken Spine. I think it looks sick as fuck. What I would like to do before book club, I don't know if this is going to happen because, like, realistically, am I going to have time for it? I don't know, but I would love to round the corners. I have, like, a hole puncher, but it's for corner rounding. We'll see if that actually happens. I have no book updates for you because I haven't been reading. I've been driving, but I'm going to pop in an audiobook now. We're probably going to stop at some bookstores on the way up to Seattle because there's quite a few. And I'll update you. And maybe you'll see some B-roll of bookstores. I don't know. I don't like taking my camera into public places, but maybe my phone. We'll see what we can do. We made it to Seattle. We made it to the Airbnb. My friend's flight got delayed, so hopefully she makes it. In theory, I should be on the Summerween sprints, but instead I am watching Kayla and Aaron. I might pop back and forth in between sprints. Not that anybody will notice, but that's my plan. I think I'm going to color and listen to part of an audiobook. I'm like 70% into The Wrath of the Stars, and I haven't updated you at all, but I don't have the brain power to do that right now. So maybe I'll update you later. Maybe I'll be done with it. Who knows? But look forward to some B-roll of me coloring. He said, it's been so many days, but I wanted to finish up this vlog, and this is how it's going. I have finished Compound Fracture. It was a really solid 4-star read. It was about being trans, but still loving Appalachia, kind of. I think that's what it was. Obviously, I didn't grow up in Appalachia, so I don't know what that's like, and I also don't know what being trans is like, but that's kind of the message I guess I got from the book. There was also quite a bit of horror, and the dog was okay, which we love. I needed Lady to be fine. So, sorry if that's a spoiler, but it's usually more of just like something that makes my skin itch. And then what else? I am DNFing, at least for now, the Island of Last Things. I just don't care. I just don't care. It was very boring. This book I buddy read with the same person that I read Private Rights with, and it seems like those books have the same issues of being, I just don't care. That's the issue, is I don't care. Then what? I'm still like only a little over halfway done with Sugar. I'm not going to give you like another update. I'm going to try to finish this tonight. We'll see. And then I have like 10% left of The Wrath of Stars, and I haven't talked about that at all, but I'll probably just give you like a full synopsis review when I'm done with that. So I'm going to start with this and then The Wrath of Stars. I also didn't give you an update on my coloring page, so we'll probably finish that tonight together. I got like halfway done with it, and I'll show you what it looks like now, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I want to get better at coloring, and those really complex adult coloring books stress me out. So not like that, but like the adult coloring books that are all the rage right now, I want to be all the rage too. Okay, there's also a bingo board for Summerween, which I did not know, so we're gonna look at it together right now. Read a book in the dark. That's what I was doing with the book that I DNF'd, but I'm still counting it. Watch a scary movie. We watched 13 Ghosts at my request this past week. I loved it. I love Matthew Lillard, and I just love like that generation of horror. It's so much fun. They don't make it like that anymore. It was a great time though. And then read a book with 6 words in the title. The Girl with All the Gifts. The Girl with All the Gifts. Yeah, I did that. I did that on accident, but I did it. So that means I got a bingo because it's only a 3x3, but let's see what else there is. Read a book that takes place in the desert. A lot of places in the Island of Last Things are desert because it's like an eco-apocalypse, so I'm counting that. Read a thriller or horror book. Compound Fracture was definitely a horror book. Bake a fall-inspired treat. So it was 96 yesterday or something. I'm just simply not baking things right now. I did steal pumpkin cookies out of my friend's house though, so maybe that counts. Because pumpkin is fall. You can't argue with that. I also made a pumpkin coffee. That's not baking, but I made it. So that's a double X across that square. Listen to a Halloween playlist. What does that mean? I guess I could put some like fall ambiance, lo-fi stuff on the TV tonight while I read. I'm gonna count that. Read a book outside. I did do that. And read a book with a night sky on the cover. That is The Wrath of Stars. That's what I'm finishing up tonight. So I got a blackout. Round of applause for me. And let's finish these last 2 books and finish out Summerween. I just finished Sugar. This is crazy. It was twist after twist after twist. And like, did I know something was up? Was I expecting a twist? Yes. But I don't know that I would have ever guessed this twist. It was so good, and I don't want to spoil it. I would absolutely recommend it, but it just kept getting more unhinged, and things kept getting like not making as much sense, but... And the cats live. The cats do not die, so that's great. This is so good. I can't wait to read more from Mia Ballard. This was insane. It was such a lovely experience. It was so good. I think my heart right now says 5 stars, but I'll probably sit with it for a couple days just because I feel like it was just so fun that I want to give it 5 stars. My picture got a little crinkled, but I will show you anyways. Oh, it got really crinkled. But this is what we're working with. I'm gonna finish it up now and also finish up Wrath of Stars, and then that's a book that I did not talk to you about at all. I will give you a full synopsis and my feelings, thoughts, and ratings on it after I'm done with both the book and the picture, and then everyone can tell me how good my art skills are. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, I finished both my picture and Wrath of the Stars. Here it is. Wow, she's an artist. And then I finished Wrath of the Stars. Listen, it was definitely a debut, and there were definitely little moments that made me cringe, but overall I had a wonderful time. And that's not true of romantasy period in general nowadays for me, so even though it was a debut, I really enjoyed it and I can't wait to continue. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a trilogy. I don't know if we're going to follow the same couple, but we are following Libra, and she makes a deal with Orion, who is a prisoner, to marry him so that she doesn't have to marry this just like genocidal monster pretty much. And obviously the genocidal monster doesn't take this very well, so then they kind of have to go to war. And this marriage is out of convenience. They don't like each other even, and this man is kind of grieving his dead wife, and they're getting through that trauma together as well as developing feelings for each other. So very interesting. I liked it a lot. It felt very unique, like the premise did for me. Even though it was like a Zodiac book, it still felt unique, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I got my Night Sky book. So I did end up reading 4 books for Summerween and DNFing 1. Not great, but like it could have been worse probably. And that's it for this Summerween. I'm hopeful that next Summerween is going to be a little bit better for me, and maybe I'll have redemption for Winterween if that happens again. Thank you to Gabby for putting on this readathon. It was very fun, and leave me any kind of spooky emoji that you can think of, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.